you think that's obviously we said it's a good draw? Has Liverpool faced them before? Have you seen them play football? Because I was telling you just before YouTube decided to have a paddy and decide to die, that it would be it's a decent draw for us, but have you? I don't know that much about Europa League. What about you? Do you know about Slavia Prague?
We've never played. We've never played either the Pragues. So I think they're kind of relatively new to like England. So yeah, it's like as I said, it's a good tie for Leicester City, and I think as I've said, I think you will do very very well. To be honest, it's a very good draw actually. Looking at the what Rangers got and all the other English clubs got, but looking at the draw, I think I would say 4 out of the 5 British clubs will go through.
Yes, I think with the mentality, they should be putting these teams to bed. I think the draws I've just lost it now, but I think I was looking at it yesterday. I think it's the 15th and the 26th are the two plays. So they drew the unseeded teams first. Does that normally mean that they play at home?
Yeah, I think unseeded teams play at home and seeded teams play away in the first legs. So I think the fact that you've got Prague away first, I think that's very very good. And it means if you get a lead in Prague, be very very good for you to win at the King Power. And I think Vardy and co will fancy their chances for sure to go further.
Yeah, I'm hoping so. Obviously, it's going to be a long season. We've got players like Castagna and Ricardo Soyuncu to come back, so we are building out the squad. The problem that at the moment with you look at the 2016 season where we basically had a starting 11 and not really much else. I mean, we had Leonardo Joa as a second striker, but as a third striker, and that's about it, to be honest. And there was some good players, but I think we've just developed the team. And I think Lewis G put up recently, he goes, Leicester are looking like a top 6 club. And I was just saying to you off camera, well, as I was going to say to you on camera, but it's YouTube has got down again. Part of the issue I had was we just don't have the fan base or the funds. If we're there for a few years, then we build kind of, and then just gradually we're getting there, but we're investing in the right players. And one of the best things about Leicester is probably our owners and our scouting system. I mean, our scouting system at the moment is I didn't expect anything like that to come from Leicester.
No, absolutely not. But to be fair, you guys have had a very good start to the season, and the only way is up now for Leicester, and it's getting really tight at the top of the table. It's getting really really interesting. So, but yeah, if you can keep up the consistency, then I think you will be one of the top 6, because Arsenal are coming one of those clubs now that they are just looking like a mid-table club right now. And I mean, I don't want to be too cheeky about Arsenal fans, but they're in a relegation battle right now.
If they keep going this way, they might be, because if you look at the way that Fulham played against you guys just yesterday as well, I mean, and again, people are slating on Sheffield United, but they are still a decent team. And I think, was it against you guys or was it another club that they just lost out and they were in the game right to the end minute? I think it was you guys.
Yeah, it was us. Yeah, it was at Anfield. They took the lead in that game as well and lost it 2-1. So yeah, Sheffield United just need points from anywhere, really, don't they? So we'll see what happens. Actually, someone's just tweeted Arsenal will end up winning the Europa League and then get relegated from the Premier League. Imagine if that happened.
They would be out of that. Ants just put, I'm happy with that, but it's not an easy game at all. I mean, out of all of them, it is one that is the most. It's easier it's one of the easier draws. I mean, we were just saying the teams that we wouldn't have wanted to get were as Leicester fans would be Benfica. Say that we obviously couldn't get Braga again. Olympiacos would have been tough. Zagreb would have been. I don't think Zagreb. But Kiev was one of the people that I think hard. But the thing is, I would love to talk more of them, but I just don't know that much about them. But it's just, again, it's pretty good performance wise. I'm hoping that we can do well, because bearing in mind that we're going through to the next round of the Premier League. We're going into the top 4 of the Premier League, which is great. Next round, the Europa League, and we're going to see what happens, because we're still playing decent football. There is always a cog in the back of my mind of what happened last season, that the fall off will happen, and even if it does, if we slip down, if we can still keep Europa League, and if we can do well in this tournament, I mean, we're laughing, aren't we? And we've just moved into £100 million stadium ground as well, so that's going to help investment and bring in new players as well. So I'm really looking forward to the future of Leicester. And if you asked me this about 10 years ago, because bearing in mind in 2008 we were down in League One, so in that time to go for 12 years to win the Premier League, go to the quarterfinals in Champions League. And then you kind of have to realize that as a little bit, obviously, as a fan of Scottish football, you've probably seen it as well. Just these teams that have gone from nothing up to something, then come down again. But you kind of have to scratch your head, going, "Okay, we are in the Europa League," because it is crazy at the moment.
It is. But look where you were. 5 years ago. You were in the Championship. You just got promoted, and 14, 15. You were expected to, go down, and then you survived, and then the next again season you win the Premier League, which is probably still the greatest ever Premier League story ever written. So. Yeah, look, it's been a very good couple of years for Leicester, but Europa League, you should fancy yourselves to go further into the tournament. Fingers crossed, nobody gets injured, of course. So, but I think you'd be very, very happy with Slavia Prague.
And hopefully you guys go far as well. So and the same thing with injuries. I know that Diogo Jota's out till February now as well.
Yeah, we just can't catch a break with injuries, but unfortunately injuries are part and parcel of playing football, and unfortunately we just seem to be getting injuries after injury right now. So and Matip came off injured yesterday as well, so yeah, we just can't catch a break, but we just have to deal with it. And the festive period is coming up. It's going to be a very, very hard festive period for sure coming up. Tottenham on Wednesday as well, which is huge.
Interesting. So you've got Tottenham on Wednesday. We've got Tottenham the game afterwards as well.
Oh,
so just run them to the ground for you. I mean, take out Bale, take out Son, take out Kane, and we'll sort the rest out.
They scored after 30 seconds last year against Liverpool, so fingers crossed that doesn't happen again.
Yeah, and I think you guys have got the momentum to carry you through. Obviously, you have a blip, but even the way you performed after the 7-2, it was like, right, scratch this, start again. This can't happen again. And that, for me, shows the signs of somebody that's going to go far. That, yes, you have an off result. It's 7-2, but what do you do? Right, you move on, you move forward. And I think you had the right response for that as well at the moment. Just looking at the clubs for the Champions League as well. So, for the England clubs, we would say the Scottish clubs, but there isn't any in the Champions League anymore. Well, I don't think there's any. I don't think they qualified, did they? I think they're both in Europa League.
Yeah, I think so. I think the thing with Tottenham is, like, I know they're in the Europa League, but it's, if they can continue the way they're going, then they will be definitely title contenders. It's just whether or not they can keep Harry Kane fit, keep Son fit. If they lose those two, then I would definitely worry about them, because I think their bench isn't the strongest, and you've got Gareth Bale there as well, who, again, he's like glass. He can't stay fit either. So if they can keep Kane and Son fit, then I think they will go far in the Europa League, and then I think they will definitely be closer to Liverpool. But unfortunately, I do worry if they get an injury to Son or Kane.
Yeah, I agree, because the thing is, both of them, Son and Kane, have had, I think, pretty much every season like a good chunk of time out, I'd say like 20% of the season just kind of getting injured or getting ready or getting through this. And once they're up to speed, they're absolutely, like this season, they've been absolutely sublime, both of them.
Yeah.
And we were just saying off camera that about the top six club, they've got Harry Kane and Son, which I would say both are world-class players. And that's the difference between moving into a consistent top Premier League team and the top six, that you've got these world-class players. And at the moment, we don't have anybody that will be a top-class player. Potentially Wesley Fofana in the future. I know Johnny Evans has come out and said that, obviously Johnny Evans is, we were talking about it on your show a few weeks back with Josh, about how impactful he is for Northern Ireland. But he's come out and said if this guy continues the way he's going, he could be world class. But he's not there just yet. But I think just looking at the Champions League with Mönchengladbach versus Man City, I think that's a pretty favourable tie, isn't it?
Mönchengladbach are a funny one because they attack really well and then they defend. They can't defend. They won 6-0 against Shakhtar away and they won 4-0 against Shakhtar at home. But they drew 2-2 Real Madrid after being 2-1 up as well. So it's a tricky one. It's a very, very tricky game for them.
I think, okay, that's a bit harder than I was thinking as well, but that's still Man City in the way they are at the moment. They need a win from somewhere. But next one, Atletico Madrid versus Chelsea. I mean, that's going to be a hell of a game for both teams because one's got the players slightly more, one's got the manager slightly more, and we're going to see what matters actually in football.
And I have to say there was a huge sigh of relief, and I know you were watching my stream earlier. I was so nervous about getting Atletico Madrid again, but Chelsea have got them. I think Chelsea could actually get through that. It's just Atletico Madrid are such a really hard team to play against. They basically counter attack, and I think that will suit. I think that will suit Chelsea, but it's a really hard game. They've probably got one of the best goalkeepers in the world, and Jan Oblak. They've got Luis Suarez. João Felix. It's a great side. They have been very underwhelming in the Champions League in the group stage. We're very, very lucky to go through. So I think it'll be a good tie for Chelsea. But yeah, it's a big game, that one for sure.
Yeah, and as well, they were the team that knocked us out in the quarterfinals of the Champions League in 2017. So I was at that game, and that was, again, the fact that we lost. And I think that was the introduction of Ben Chilwell to, I remember seeing, this guy's definitely something now. I mean, he came on to play a 3-5-2. And again, I wanted Atletico to go on and win it because they defended like soldiers. I think they had Godin in the defense as well, and he was just stopping him and Oblak was stopping everything. And yeah, I just thought it was absolutely incredible. So what are your guys' thoughts? I've just seen there's a couple more people on. Thank you for tuning in because this has not gone according to schedule. Blame Google, blame YouTube. Apart from if they're listening to me, then I'm sorry. Can I have my kids back because I don't want anything wrong? But yeah. Again, so we've got Man City, Chelsea, Atletico, and then we'll finish off with Liverpool, Leipzig, which is club you support. So how do you think that result is? How do you think the draw is for you for that?
I think it's a great tie for us. They kind of play to our strengths. They play a high line. I think we've kind of adopted a high line. So I think it's a good tie for us. They're still a dangerous side. You saw what they did to PSG. We saw what they did to Manchester United as well. But going away from home, they're not the best. They lost 5-0 to Manchester United. They lost 1-0 to PSG, and they just won 4-3 away at Istanbul. So they score goals and they concede goals. So I think if Liverpool get a lead away in Leipzig, then I think it's one tie we can definitely take care of.
Yeah, I definitely agree. And I think this year, well, maybe it's because only Leicester's in it, but last year, I think there was the same amount of teams in the Europa League and Champions League. Obviously, Wolves taking that place as well. But before Wolves, there hasn't really been a team in the Europa League outside the top six that's really competed.
No, not that I can think of. So, but it's both the Champions League and Europa League draws are absolutely fantastic. And we've got a rematch of PSG Barcelona, but instead it's Barcelona at home this time. So And we all know what happened that day, because PSG won 4-0 in Paris and Barcelona then won 6-1 to go through 6-5 on aggregate. So
Yeah,
who knows what happens? And this Barcelona side is not the best either. So I think PSG will fancy their chances.
yeah, and Neymar, I think, is it where they got PSG? Is it first PSG? So I can't remember. I can't find it now. PSG. Oh no, they're at Paris. So I was going to say maybe Neymar could come back to the new camp and haunt, show the reason why he left.
Yeah, hopefully. Although he did get a very bad injury yesterday, so fingers crossed he's not out for too much long. Because they lost to Lyon last night as well, PSG, and I think Neymar was carried off on a stretcher, I think. So hopefully he's okay, but it didn't look good. I think it was something to do with his ankle. So hopefully he's okay.
Yeah, let's hope so. But anyway, Doug, I'd like to thank you once again for joining us. It's really, really, really great to have you on once again. Where can the people find you? I know your name is just there. But what is the name of your show, and where can the people find you?
Yeah, you can find me on the Dugout Football channel. You can also check out the Champions League draw stream I did earlier. Had a lot of people come in, so that was very, very nice. You can also find me on Twitter at enroad_1992. You can find me on Instagram at Douglas Dorn, and you can find me on Facebook, Douglas James Horn. But no, it's been a pleasure to chat to you, Neil, and very unfortunate about YouTube going down. But no, I'm happy to spend the last hour with you chatting about obviously everything football. So thank you very much.
As per usual, mate. Yeah, it's mutual as well, and it just happened. It just what it is, mate. Everybody just watching Europa League draw. That's all that everybody is caring about at the moment. That actually it's not the Champions League final that was streamed on YouTube. Nothing like that. It was the Europa League 32 knockout group is what took YouTube down. So again, we had everything planned for this stream. Doug to come on, and then 5. I was like, we're getting ready to go. Okay, go live. Nothing. So again, at least it's talking now. Thank you so much. Let me know of your comments down below. Do you think this is a good draw for us? I'll leave Doug's information in the description down below. But thank you once again, Doug, for coming on. And we'll see everybody in the next video. So goodbye.